virtual backgrounds, just pick it from
there's a little
the
plus
selection.
sign to upload it.
Yeah, you upload it into the
And
virtual background.
I think we're already live on YouTube.
I don't see the plus sign.
All right, guys. Well, apparently we're live, and if you're wondering what the heck we're talking about, we're trying to help Sifufu be able to change his background image. We were trying to do it, but there's been a lot of technical issues. I'm just glad that we're live because we did not have internet here at the house for like, well, there was no internet or electricity from 1:30 to almost like 6 o'clock. So I thought I was going to actually have to cancel tonight. So I'm glad that we were able to meet up with you. And unfortunately, we did have some techie issues before we went live. The internet's been a little wonky. I don't know if it has to do with electricity being out or whatnot for so long. But in all cases, we are here, family, and glad to see you. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to get Sifufu's background image working, but hopefully next
Oh,
time
we are.
we'll be all on the same page. Yes, we are live. So
You did it,
welcome,
Sifu.
family.
You did it. You did it.
Yay! He did it. He's a big boy now. All right. Good job,
Not
Sifu. Good
just
job.
another pretty fix.
All right, welcome to our Enter Shaolin / Enter Tai Chi webinar family. I'm your host, Sita JB. I have Sifu Fu and Sifu Larry with me, and we're obviously going to be taking questions about Kung Fu, health, wellness, and anything else within reason. We got Russell on. We have Caesar. He's just happy to be here one more time. I'm sure some more people will pop in. I know that we're running a little bit late. I do see some more people watching. So, hey, people watching, let us know where you're coming in from. I'm going to go ahead and get this shared over onto our Facebook page. And that way, hopefully, some more people will pop in as well while we're waiting. Good to see you, family. It's been quite a week here at Enter Shaolin between just internet outages and electricity outages, which in the wintertime is not cute, FYI. Thankfully, the house retained pretty good heat until like right towards the very end. It started to get a little cold. So that is now fixed. Apparently, there was like an accident. Someone took out one of the poles and it, had, I think Steve Valeria said like almost 200 houses did not have electricity, and our whole little townhouse neighborhood was part of that. So thankfully we're back with you. We've also been testing out different platforms that we're going to be changing over our website too. I've narrowed it down to 3, so I'll be in my final stages this week and weekend, going through that and figuring out where we're putting Ender Shaolin's new home and
So if
getting
I
that set up
interfere,
for the
did my picture
community and
just pop
everything.
up on video?
What's
So if
that?
I interfere, do I just pop up in a video and you on YouTube?
When you're talking, you do.
I got it.
Do you want me? I can have us where we're showing the whole time. Let me do that. It does say multi-speaker, but I'm gonna put
No,
us in
no,
gallery mode.
no.
So
Keep
now
it
we're
hidden. You don't
well.
want to see
Now,
this.
no,
You don't want to see this
nope,
drill on
nope.
live
You're
TV.
already. It's too late. Now you're
Come
here.
on.
Now you're all on. Hey Phil, good to see you. We got Darren on. Greetings from sunny Western Australia. Man, we need some sunshine. It has been very cloudy for the past several days, and with the sun setting like around 5 p.m., thanks to that wonderful man-made daylight savings time, it's not been cute. It's not been cute. I definitely would like to see some sunshine. So, Darren, please send it over to us. See, Larry, seriously, you can't go offline, bro. You got to stay online. It's just disappearing on me. All right, go back to multi-speaker. Ah! Oh Lord, God help us. Okay. So so thank you, Caesar, for sending that. Yeah, actually that's not a hat, but he's using it as a hat, Darren. He comes in my room and steals it on a regular basis to wear it as a hat. I'm not sure what that's all about, but it makes for interesting time for sure. Let's see, Caesar just sent us some super chat love. Thank you so much. He says, my question today is lesson 13 in Tai Chi play guitar. Okay, what is your specific question in regards to that, Caesar? Let us know. Do you want to know about application or something else? Let me know, brother. Shalom says, hi guys. Sifu, how important is the focus of energy and sharpness in fighting? Like I saw Bruce Lee and you do? Question mark.
Oh,
Sifu, did you hear me?
important. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Mhm.
Okay. Um, the question is how important is sharpness? How important is the focus of energy? Sharpness fighting.
Right. So like
It makes
being on your A game, basically.
it's very important. It can make the difference between winning and losing, living and dying. You know, a split second can make you miss something or hit something. So, the better accuracy, the more precise you're going to hit, the better the control, the more energy you can inject. So it's very important. Like think of it like you have to cut celery, and you got to keep them small. You got to be precise. Otherwise, if you go too big, you slice your finger. You know what I mean? Um, those guys that do it real quick have been doing it for years. Like, don't talk to you. They have a muscle memory. It gets to a point at some time that when you train, you don't have to focus. It becomes second nature to you to do the movement. That's the whole point of training, where you don't need to focus to do something because your muscle memory's been doing 1,000 times. That's all you know how to do in terms of that type of movement, let's say. So focus of energy, concentration, technique. It's very important because you do that so you can refine your movement and so your muscle memories move specifically that way every time. So the goal is to use that as a tool so you don't have to focus and concentrate on it because it becomes very natural to you. So that's what our goal in training is supposed to be. You push yourself, concentrate, focus, concentrate, technique training. So eventually you don't have to think about it. You just do it without thought. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Get out.
Oh, he didn't tell me he was sick, by the way, guys, or I would have rescheduled. He looks miserable. I'm so sorry. Yes, he is. He's getting over a cold.
There's some type of virus going around that's making you cough.
Um,
I feel physically fine. I don't have a fever.
it's just your
I'm not
throat
weak.
and a cough.
Something's just making me cough, and I've been coughing the whole weekend. It's ripped my throat.
Oh, yeah, that's rough, Sifu. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know if you have
Yeah,
any
me
hot,
too.
if you have any honey and lemon, but if so, make that with some ginger
I've
and a
been
tea,
drinking
and that'll be
tea
really
with
awesome for your
lemon.
throat.
I've been drinking tea with honey. So yeah, I'm doing a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
Yeah. There's also and this is at like almost practically every store. It could be like ShopRite or Walmart. In the tea section, like which is usually by the coffee and stuff, there is traditional medicine, a brand called Traditional Medicine, and they have something called Throat Coat, and that's a really good one to help with your throat being all raw and stuff like that because it's got all kinds of goodies in there.
This is colonial silver.
Darren
Right
says,
here.
"Looks like you need some
Magic.
ivermectin."
Watch this magic.
I don't think he's got the vid, but at least I hope not. So yeah, look, your drink is disappearing.
See, look, I'm
So
gonna show
easily
some
amused
magic.
here.
Abracadabra. Gone.
So Caesar so Caesar wanted to know. Um yeah, yeah. I don't think he's got any shortness of breath. It just is a cough. Yeah,
No,
Sifu. Yeah.
I don't have shortness of breath. Like I said, physically, I'm fine. I can run. I can exercise. I do.
You're just
It's
gonna be
just
coughing up a lung,
I'm
maybe.
coughing
Oh.
so hard, like my throat is sore.
Hmm. I bet it is.
This
So
is
Caesar
colonial
did
Hey,
silver.
Sifu, are you
Yeah.
are
colonial
you
silver is
coughing
good.
so hard?
So
Huh?
hard.
So hard you're coughing?
So hard.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hard.
Colonial silver is good. that is definitely beneficial for sure. So Caesar did clarify he wanted to know if you could go over the play guitar and Tai Chi as far as application goes, and yeah, just the form and application. If you can give any tips on how to utilize that.
Play guitar. So this part of play guitar right here is really if someone's punching me, right? I can parry like this. Then I rotate my waist to absorb if he's committing the punch. I can move in, rotate my waist this way, and that's gonna do an extension of his elbow, hyperextend. So if you're catching, you're gonna hook the arm, which is the this one here where you hook the arm. I'm catching him. This arc in the wrist is gonna hit his elbow. So when you're doing this, you're turning to hyperextend his arm. That's what play guitar is. So if the guy's punching me, I can here rotate the wrist. Also from the step up, if he's pulling my arm, I can do like a step up to yield to the pressure. I hook around his wrist, rotate it with my waist as a turning of the wrist, and bring the arm up to create the hyperextension that way. That's what play guitar is. The step up is like if someone's pulling my arm, I'm just gonna give to it. So if someone's yanking my arm this way, I will give to it, create an arc in my wrist. That way I can bridge over him on the arm and cut into his arm like that. So if someone's pulling my arm, I'll yield. I'll do a step up, hook the wrist, rotate his wrist, bring it back. And as I bring his arm back, turning of the waist is a small hit to hyperextend the elbow. That's what play guitar is for. Hope that answers your question. Let me know if it did.
I just got
Or
one
didn't.
question, Sifu.
Yes.
Are you wearing your
How do I do,
pajamas
how do I do this?
or that? But really, I think I
Magic.
caught you in your pajamas, man. You ain't in your
Magic.
pajamas, are you?
He's in his pajama pants for sure.
Did you just
You know,
roll out of bed, Sifu?
you know he's not feeling good.
Don't-
It's not
All right.
pajamas. That's future style wear.
Well, you know, all the kids are wearing them out to stores, so why not? Why not on a webinar?
When
It's
I-
all good.
When I grew up, they made these types of pants and they call them skids. So it was very popular back then. So called skids. I'm bringing back skids.
Yo, Sifu, when
He's
we,
bringing back
you know,
skids.
we're in different parts of Jersey. Where I come from, in the part of Jersey, I'm at Sifu. If someone said they're wearing skids, they meant they had a brown streak in the underwear. You know what I'm saying? A skid mark.
Skids was the name of a
Maybe
company.
skids.
that
Maybe
did it.
skids should not be the name. It's not a good name. All right. So Ralph, good to see you. He said evening from Texas. He just sent us some super chat love. He says super cool family, proud to be a member. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's see. Epic said most of the time we don't realize shortness and breath self-cause when we can breathe on automation and consciously take care. Don't worry, we'll make sure he takes care. No worries, no worries.
Should I take my headphones off? It keeps disappearing on the image and everything.
You're okay, Sifu. Yeah, you're okay.
Yeah,
All right.
see?
We need to get you better lighting. Yeah, that's all. I gotta get you one of our lights to put in front of you or above you or something.
I can make the light better.
That's a little better. It's a little better. All right. Well, what other questions do we have, family? We still have a little bit of time. I'm trying to think if I have anything else I'm to say.
Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah.
Cool shades, Sifu Larry. Real cool. I don't think that you have to say something when you're doing that, or they're not going to see you.
Actually, I hear the soundtrack in my head. I just don't got the soundtrack.
Oh, good stuff. Caesar did say thank you, Sifu, for that. And yeah, Caesar, since you're a member too, I know that there is a video.
You can't leave me alone with this. I can't even function. It's too much.
I feel like this is given 2009 for me right now. All you need is a shark, and you're good to go. For those of you that don't know our backstory, while we're waiting for some more questions to come along, Sifu, Larry, and I met through a mutual friend named Bill. Bill is local here in Jersey. I, at that time, lived in North Carolina, and we were all in a similar business in internet marketing together. And Bill thought we'd become besties and work well together, which we did pretty instantaneously, which is also how I found out about Sifu Fu and all that good stuff. And at that time, Sifu Larry really enjoyed using like the different like skins and stuff that Logitech had for you to make videos. And one of his funniest ones, I personally think, was when he did one as a shark. I thought it was great. So I feel like he's rekindling that with all these little fun things. We can't hear you, Sifu Larry. You're muted. Oh, he's talking to someone else. So I can I can hear him in his room through the hallway because I have my door cracked open. And I thought he was trying to talk to us, but apparently he just got a phone call. So never mind that. So, all right, let's see what we got going on. Let me see if we have any other comments. So how you guys doing, family? Is anything on your mind? Are you having any issues in your training? Anything you need help problem solving? We're here for you. Let us know. Darren said, finally convinced one of my boys to try ground fighting module with me. He does MMA, well, Muay Thai, and BJJ. Looking forward to having someone to train with. Oh man, Dan, that is good news. I love hearing that. And really interesting to hear the different stories that are going to come from that in the future. So congratulations for you and for your son. He doesn't know it yet, but it's gonna be good for him too. Let's see. Epic Talk says, Sifu, what is the best way to control someone through grappling if they are advancing? Sometimes you get hit, so please give some advice. Thank you.
In general, of course, I need specific what you talk about. If you're on the mount, if you're on your back, if they're on the side control, like is there anything more specific you're asking for, or I just kind of give you a general
right?
principle?
How are they advancing? Right? Let us know. Well, we wait for Epic to clarify that. Ralph did say, Sifu, I got a challenge on arm wrestling from a younger man. He lost after I put the elbow in and turned the wrist. He was confused on how easy I overcame him. Awesome. Good job, Ralph. Love that.
Nice.
Epic Talk said, awesome, Darren. Didn't know he's into MMA. Ask him to train hard. Right? So he can train right. That'd be good. Let
Also,
us know,
don't give away our
Epic, what
secrets.
yeah. Swear him to secrecy. Let us know, Epic, what specific example you had in regards to your question for Sifu on the best way to control someone through grappling if they're advancing. Give us a very specific scenario, please. Thank you.
I can give you a general
All right.
basics idea.
Yeah, go ahead and give
That's
some
what you're looking
general
for.
basics.
So anytime you're on a grappling point, the goal is not like I know in jiu-jitsu they're all about position for submission, and it's fine. It works. It works well a lot of times. Ours isn't about that principle. Ours is feel the deal to make them squeal. So the key is whatever point you are on, any contact point you have with your opponent, they are control points. So if I have my arm on his arm, I have my ribs on his body, I have my hand on his other arm, I got my knee on his thigh. I can always convert any pressure from one point to another. As long as I have a contact and a connection, then I will be able to thwart him. So when you're under grappling point positions, don't try to prevent him from taking the move. Take advantage of the motion rather than try to prevent the motion. A lot of times when I grapplers, they'll try to do something like my arm, let's say. I will channel to block that point, so I'm not going to fight because if he's got two arms on my one arm, I'm not going to overpower him. That's for sure. So I will connect to him the points in which he's on me, and I will send it to that point. While he's focused on that point, let's say my other hand's free, I will find a point control For example, if he's got my forearm going like this, I'm gonna push my elbow to his forearm, his elbow. It's a shame I don't have somebody that I can do demonstrations with, but if someone's grabbed my arm this way, say he's pushing my arm this, okay, he's pushing my arm down. I might go from this position here. Let's like this is the opponent, this is me. Just to let you know. If he's trying to like say force my arm down, right? I'm gonna let my arm go down with him, but as I do, I'm gonna bring the hand over another point. So when he tries to push my arm down, my hand's gonna push down his elbow too. So I'm actually taking that pressure here, bring it to here, and I'm gonna control. So the more he pushes down my arm, the more my hand can push down towards his elbow. So as he's doing this, I can actually move the pressure so I can control it. The biggest thing that we do is we like to control motions. We don't try to prevent it. We want to take control of it. And controlling is like I said, you always have to have at least 2 points, right? You have to have structural integrity. So if you don't have structural integrity, you will never be able to control your opponent. Then you have to have the ability to control through your wrist. Without the ability to control through your wrist, you're going to wind up pushing, forcing, muscling through things. So you always have to have a connection point, which will be your your um your base and your drive. That'll be your structural integrity point. And then you gotta find the wrist control. So if I'm getting forced down, I'm gonna, like I said, this is me, this is my opponent. He's trying to force my hand down. I'm gonna just let my connection. Here's my connection point. That's my structural integrity right here, where we connect. Right. So if he's forcing my arm down, I will not fight it. I will hold my pressure where it is. Notice I won't collapse in. I won't try to push away. If he's trying to push me in, I'll go in, but I'm going to hook your form and take it this way or this way, depending where the direction goes. I don't want to ever stop motion. I want to be able to take advantage and control the motion. So that's one of the biggest things that we want to learn to do. When people push me away, I don't try to like push back. I actually, if I get pushed this way in the chest here, someone's grabbed my shirt and they push my arm this way, let's say, or my body this way, I can turn the energy, go around and sink that pressure back into him and return it that way because I'm going to be able to convert it back into him. So our job is always find a way to convert energy through small circles based on the connection. So it would be always through the wrist that leads it. And you have to make sure you have that structural integrity. So you're not doing a movement, you go like this. That's not me turning wrist. That's me throwing my shoulders. It would be like this. You see how it didn't look like it went away? It didn't look like I took my structural integrity away where I brought it to my shoulders. If I'm getting, like I said, if I'm getting forced this way, I'm going to pop it up, see the structural integrity exists. From there, I hope so it's there. So I'm not doing this and going like this and pulling the energy away. So it takes time to learn how to develop conversion. It fights against the natural instinct of trying to push. It actually is the opposite of that. So you want to fight the nature of trying to push. Like, well, isn't it nature to like if it's natural to push, shouldn't we practice that? It is. There's this fine line of what resistance is, right? So a lot of people they resist, they do what we call active resistance. They push against force and they try to prevent them from taking you. So it's like an arm wrestling type of thing. We want to resist, but we don't resist actively. We resist passively. So what is passive resistance? It's like, what the heck is passive resistance? Passive resistance is structural integrity. If I hold myself this way, when he moves, I'm going to stay holding this way. I don't change this way. I don't change this. I don't pull. If my arm is moved, I'm going to move this way, this way, this way. The structural integrity of my forearm and the elbow there, it doesn't change. It can move over, but I don't move over and collapse. I don't move over and extend. If I move over, it's going to stay the same. So it's like I lock my elbow in a cast. That's having my structural integrity. From there, it's where my wrist has to learn to deal with energy. For example, here's a bad technique, right? I'm here, someone's pushing towards my face. I'm trying to get my shoulder, see it rolls, looks like my elbow's going backwards, and I'm trying to take the hand out. Versus I go like this, and you see it's more like my hand's hooking forward, and the base creates a support versus the base drawing itself away. You see my hand kind of drag backwards versus my hand drive the energy to the point. And that's what we want to do to convert energy. So our ability to control energy is always creating to have that base and the conversion. When people put pressure, like I said, our main focus is never to prevent the motion, is take advantage of the motion. I've gone against a lot of jiu-jitsu guys, and I've demonstrated techniques all the time, and they're always like unfamiliar with this because again, not taking anything away from jiu-jitsu. It's really good art. There's some really good jiu-jitsu practitioners, but those guys are very top-notch, very athletic, very good build. So they can do a lot with their strength and help. Our job is like when you're not physically superior, you wouldn't have the physicality that can be used to your advantage. Using these techniques will help make the difference for you because you don't rely on your size, you don't rely on your strength. You're relying on how to convert energy rather than overcome energy. And that's what makes help the difference for you. And hopefully that general idea helps you understand what we're doing. We never prevent, we take advantage of in terms of motion and movements.
Let us know if that helped you or if you need any extra clarification. Let me go ahead and look through the contents. Ruff said, powerful concrete control. Let's see here. Epic said, oh, hey, Corey, good to see you. Epic said, Sifu, best method for muscle density on similar volume, like high reps, low weight, any other method to what should be the goal of muscle training for fighting?
So, there's two ways of developing muscles, right? To get it bigger and to get it contract faster. And that's with explosive. Okay. Bruce Lee always said big muscles are only good for what it took to get them there. If you develop big muscles, it's only good at pushing against weight. To get power, you actually want to develop the tendons. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's no muscle involved. It's not the primary focus to develop the muscles. You really want to develop the tendons more than you want to develop the muscles. Now, having said that, like there's nothing wrong with having big muscles. You just got to learn to make it work so that they are connected with the tendons and trained with the tendons. If you train just with the big muscles, like I said, it's good for pushing. It's not going to be good to accelerate. It's not going to be good to contract fast. So that's what the tendon's for. Now, we want to develop these fast twitching muscles, and that comes by like repetitions, like boom, boom, contraction, fast contractions of the muscles. So if you want to create good, like dense muscles, high repetition is very, very good. That's really what you want to do because what it does is it does work the muscle out. In other words, it does build the muscles. It tears out to a certain degree, but it allows your muscle to become denser. It allows your muscle to become harder. So the advantage of having that is not only that you can create a tremendous amounts of explosive power without having to put the mass, the weight of your body behind it, because like bigger muscles, it's more mass, it takes more energy to move. So that's one of the advantages that you can generate a lot more speed to create more mass in the hit without being bigger. Okay. And the second thing is having denser muscles allows you to take hits better because when the muscles are denser, you can contract it. They're harder to break down because they got a lot of fibers that's all connected together like this, rather than they're spaced out like this. They are really next to each other. So when you get hit, they just create this like almost armor feeling when you get hit. So it's harder to break through that. Big bulky muscles, it's a lot of water. You know, it's not as dense as a like someone with an explosive power. Those guys are who are like a bodybuilder. They're if you ever look at a bodybuilder, and you look at a power lifter, they have like not the power lifter, strongman. Sorry, yeah, strongman. Strongmans don't ever look cut up and like like swollen. They just look thick. Okay, the reason why it's thick is because it's a lot of muscle tissue behind their body to move weight. Whereas bodybuilders, they are a lot of that is actually from a diet. Okay, they work out hard every day to get the size. And the last month, they do a lot of dieting to make themselves look so ripped. They don't drink water. They don't have any carbs. They starve their body of that, and that makes the muscle shrink. It makes the muscle go smaller. The skin, sorry, and making the muscles look bigger because of that. If you ever see a bodybuilder outside of training, he's just a big bulky guy. He doesn't look so cut. He doesn't look so refined. That comes from diet. So um, the strong people are always thicker. They just have this thickness in them, not this swelling in them. So you don't want swelling look. That's good for looking. It's not good for power. Power, you want density. You want thickness. That's what helps you to move weight and stuff like that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And honestly, I think it looks better because you look more proportional. Bubble muscles, they look kind of just weird to me personally. So that's just the female perspective. Some women may like it. I think that when you look natural and more fit, that makes more sense in my brain. But you do you, boo. But I would take Sifu's advice, and you'll also just look better too. So bonus. Darren is talking back and forth about his son. Yeah, he's only gonna make you tap, Darren, if you're not doing your job. That's all I gotta say. So I think it'll be a good learning experience for both of you, though. It'll be really good. Looking forward to seeing some videos on that. Ross says muscles don't hold as long as tendons. And Epic says,
No,
got it, Seafood. Thanks for the sensitivity and adaptability.
you're welcome.
Let's see. Ralph says, the more you remind us, Sifu, of the lesson, the more it sinks and it becomes clear. Thank you, sir. Absolutely. And hey, Corey, I don't know if you heard me say hi earlier. I just want to say hi to you again. Matthew says, hi, Seafood. Does arm fighting work when defending a takedown, like turning the body and doing any type of arm circle?
What do you mean by arm fighting?
I'm not sure. I guess it just means like, using your arms to fight. That would be my assumption, but he's talking about someone trying to take you down, like turning your body, I guess, over. He
Okay.
wants to know if doing an arm circle is gonna keep them off. I've seen stuff like this before, like where they're showing someone holding you or trying to take you down, and they're like, just pop them up and do an arm circle. So I think that's sort of
I
what
think
he's
I
referring
think
to.
yeah, I think I got what you're saying. No, flailing your arms trying to push them off you, okay? It's not good. Couple of reasons why. One, you're defensive. You're not dictating pressure. You gotta get rid of pressure. If you push him this way, he'll just attack you from another way. So you're always in a bad position because you're not the one putting pressure on him. He's the one putting pressure on you. So it's not good that way. Two, when you put your arms out, all he has to do is go from like this and just bump you and get past you and he can get in. So you never want to extend your hands where you're trying to get out of him off. Like I said, our goal is to never prevent motion. Our goal is to learn to take advantage of motion. So one of the techniques I use that demonstrate for my students all the time, it's easier. If someone's bum rushing me, my goal is to not go like this and try to push out. Now, that technique there, when they do this, is usually accompanied with a sprawl. And that can work because you actually using your hands to put it on him so you can push your body away. Okay. So sprawl will prevent him from taking you down as easy. And it can work. The problem with it is when a guy's like 280 pounds and you're 120 pounds, it doesn't work well to your advantage because he can't break you. He can just overwhelm and overpower you. Like I said, our goal is never to try to prevent energy. Our goal is to take advantage of energy. So the main thing is we want to use our arms, but we never do it to where we're trying to move someone away. If someone's going to bum rush me, I will let him in. The Chinese have a saying: invite them in, escort them out. So if someone's to bum rush me, I will let them in, and I will put my arms tight here, because when he's trying to bum rush me, let's say to my waist here, his neck goes here, his arm goes around my waist. So my goal is to take advantage of that. So when he's coming for a bum rush to my waist here, I am going to let him have it. I'm going to sink and root myself down so I have a very good solid foundation. I'm going to bring my elbow out here. Now remember, his head, his neck wants to go towards my body. Well, he's going to have to go through this elbow. before he could break that. He would have to exert probably like 10,000 pounds of pressure against my elbow before it could even budge half an inch, because it's very structurally sound when you do that. And you can just a simple movement of just going like this. And that's like stabbing him with a knife right in the neck. So that has the advantage that way. The other arm, it goes around to the waist on his side, because that creates a bigger wrap around the arm. So instead of him being able to wrap me like this, now he has to wrap me like this, where it's much bigger, it becomes more difficult for him to close. And once I hit him along the neck, my hands will go right around that back of his head to his side jaw, and I will close everything in. Once he is wrapped, he is under my control now. I don't care if he tries to push me to the ground. I don't care if he tries to lift me up. I don't care if he tries to twist away. I don't care if he tries to move my arm. I'm in a position right now what like we call channeling. Channeling is the ability to move any energy from whatever he's using and send it from that point to the point which I have control over. In this case, it says neck, side neck, jaw, and throat. So if he tries to lift me up, and he tries to lift my body up, let's say he's strong, drops his weight, he tries to stand up and lift me up, that's okay. I'm not going to prevent it, because when he drops his weight, my form is going to drive up his throat. So as he wants to drop down on his knees to try and bring me up, that form is actually going the opposite where he's going. And his throat is the one that's going to get that pressure. If he tries to lift his head up to help me come up, I'm going to take the head that's coming, like lifting my shoulder. I'm going to let him go up. I'm going to roll it this way. So that way, when his head goes up, I'm going to take his energy. So he's trying to go this way to lift me. I'm going to take it this way. I'm going to extend it this way and bring it back. That's going to bring his head forward while my form's going up. As you can see, his throat is going to get compressed harder. So I don't want to try to prevent energy. I always want to try to take advantage of energy. My arms should always stay tight, especially when you're going in grappling mode. You never want to leave your hands out extended. You're pretty much going to be elbow locked, wrist locked, or shoulder locked from that. And most common is the elbow lock. So I don't want to, I might as well just say, here, just take it if I'm going to extend my hand out. So it's like, if you keep dropping your hands, just let them punch you. At least you're not wasting energy trying to bring your hands out, reach out, and drop it down. It's just easier for you that way. It's like, okay, it's at least I didn't waste energy. I took the punch. I'm gonna get punched, but I'd rather just not waste my energy while doing that. So arms are the better way to deal with people who try to bum rush you, close in. You always want to fight. There's a technique that I do that if someone even went for my leg, I will actually put them in a choke from that. If he's trying to do a single leg takedown, we teach a technique where you can actually get him into a choke on a takedown. So it's very efficient, very effective, because again, I'm not trying to prevent motion from happening. I want to take advantage of the motion. And that's, like I said, like earlier, we want to take advantage of energy. We don't try to prevent energy. Otherwise, what's the next step? Okay, we're at a stalemate. Now I gotta try to do another energy, do another move, to get another position, to get another point. So now you're using energy to get them anyways. So why don't you just use the first energy rather than the second energy to take advantage of them?
Right on. Hey, Presenio, good to see you on. Glad to have you on. I don't know if this is the first time we've got a chance to pop on, but I think so. I don't remember seeing your name. Hopefully that means I'll see you on the members only webinar here. It sounds like sounds like Caesar got over the information for you, which I'm happy to hear about that. I'm still trying to figure out why you're not getting the emails, because you're on the email list. So we'll troubleshoot that later. Let's see. Let me go through here. Epic says, Sifu, any DC or Marvel character you admire or admire the power of that character? What do you have to say about that?
Well, when it comes to like them, like, if you want to be the most powerful, like they created, like these people are unnormal God, beyond God power, like the one, what is it, one above all? He can think anything he wants and it just disappears or reappears. He can just create structure. The same thing as Dr. Manhattan. He's at that ability where he can't be killed, can't be defeated. because whatever he thinks, he can turn to reality. Those people are just on guys. Well, one of the things I like people in terms of their power alone is that there's a character driving that force behind them. And one of the people I really like is Magneto. I really respect him because he actually has a good heart to want to do what's right for his people. In this case, it's a mutant. He doesn't want to fight war. He just wants to be left alone. It's the humans in the comics that are attacking the mutants, and he's defending them. And so he believes he's got to do what's right to protect his people. And magnetism is an awesome, awesome power. I mean, he can heal through the magnetic field of the earth. He can move all the metals. He can remove the iron out of your blood. Like, I know there's other people with cool power, but like I said, I love his powers. It's awesome. But I also like his character, who he is. Um, so like everybody has good characters. Like someone love people love Wolverine. I think it's a great power to heal. But Magneto has the ability to heal. He heals through the Earth's magnetic field. He may not heal as fast as Wolverine over anything, but if he's hurt, he can be healed through the Earth's magnetic field. So he does have that healing factor through that. But it doesn't matter what Wolverine does to him because as long as he has adamantium, he just picks the guy up, moves him anywhere he wants. You know what I mean? Like, so I love magnetism power. Like you can pull, retract, repel. He can fly. He can float. He can stop bullets. Like, dude, like that's awesome. You know, there's a safe, no problem. Open it, grab what he wants. So he can take sunken ships in the ocean, lift if he wants to save people. You know, things like, oh, we can bring up the Titanic. What do you need? Oh, you left that there. Here, I'll bring it up. Got it. I'll let the boat back down. You know, like he can do so. You can do so much with magnetism, and that's all I like. That like, there's kinetic power like Jean Grey. Yeah, she can move things, and when she gets that ultimate power, yeah. But these are like I said, when you're talking about godlike power, like I think that's just too much. I think those people right there, it's just like they can never be hurt, they can never be defeated. So there's no loss. Magneto has the ability to get hurt. He has the ability. He's hurt. He can get hurt mentally. He can hurt emotionally. He's got scars because what happened to him in his life. Yeah. So, like I said, I love the power, but I also love the character behind that power.
Awesome. All right. Well, we have one more question from Brasenio, who said, well, first they said Caesar's taking me by the hand, and I'm new to the social media technology, but thank you for all your support. You're welcome, and you are in good hands. Don't worry, Caesar will definitely help you out. But he had a question. He says, please expand on structural integrity and risk control. And that's the last question for the night before the members only. So take it away, Sifu.
Okay. Do you want me to define what it is? Like define what it is and what its purpose is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what you're asking. Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty brand new, so fresh green around the ears. Help him out.
Okay. So, there is well, if you want to push a wall, right? If you let's say you're pushing a cinder block, it's like nine tons of concrete wall. When you're pushing the wall, is that wall pushing you back? Right? I'll give you a second to think about it. And if you say yes, you're right and you're wrong. If you say no, you're right and you're wrong. Okay? The wall is not actively pushing you back. It's passively doing that. And what I mean by that is if you take the same wall, instead of making a 9-ton concrete, it's made of the thinnest piece of paper on earth. Now, if you push the wall that's made on a piece of paper, what will happen? Right? You go right through it. So what was the difference? Both are walls. The difference is what we call structural integrity. The integrity of that material that's holding that wall has changed. And like I said, let's call it like 12 inches of concrete thick wall versus 1 micrometer of a tree paper. Okay. They both are resisting you. Okay. Through the structural integrity. They're not resisting you by actively pushing back. And actively pushing back wall would be like if you're pushing someone on the other side, decide to push the wall like at you. That would be what we call active resistance. Passive resistance is the way it holds itself without having to fight for it. So the reason why you go through a piece of paper is because the structural integrity on that piece of paper is much lighter than a 12-inch solid concrete wall with rebar in it. Like, you know how hard it is to break that because of structural integrity? Okay. So when you're pushing your hand on a wall, the wall is literally not pushing you backwards, it's holding itself. And that passive resistance is what we call structural integrity. So it's a matter of which I hold my arm. When somebody pushes me, I will be able to move, but I won't break. So if I go like this, boom, I broke my structural integrity. You can see my arm bend, collapse this way, or roll up my shoulder. I broke structural integrity. If we were like this and someone's pushing me, I'm just gonna move all the energy in my hand. No matter what they do, no matter how much force they put on me, I will never let it break the structural integrity. The difference, I convert, not fight. See, once you go into the fighting mode, you went from passive resistance to active resistance. And now you're muscling. Now his strength can make the difference. When you're passive resistance, you hold what you want to hold, whatever it is, whether it's 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 1,000 pounds, it's up to you. But the key is that you're the same. You're consistently the same throughout. So if I want to be 5, I'm going to stay 5. When he moves it, I'm just going to move. I'll never add more, take away. I'm 5 throughout the motion. So when he's putting pressure on my arm, let's say he puts a certain amount of force here, I put an amount of force. We'll call that force 20. Okay. When he moves me, he will always feel 20 pounds of pressure on that point. Let's say he's doing 10, I'm doing 10. The point is 20. What happens when he adds another 30 pounds? That's more than I can hold. I can only hold 10. He was able to take his 10 and add another 30 behind it. So logically, that would break through, right? So it's like someone had let's say, like I said, it's made of a thin piece of wood. Someone could punch and break it, right? Now imagine that wood was spinning if someone punched it. Would it give as easy or would it be harder to give? It'd be hard to give. Why? Because every time he adds pressure, the thing's going to give to it and move away from it as easy. Our job is not to get away from it. Our job is to convert it. So whatever pressure he puts on me, I will convert the difference. I maintain what I have. So I'm at 10. When he adds 30, right? I'm not going to convert 40. I convert only 30 because his 10 needs to push my 10 before I need to convert. So that negated when he puts 10 on my 10, that becomes negated. The difference, because he has a total of 40, I can hold 10, so I neutralize 10. I will take the pressure that's like trying to push into me, and I will move it to the hand rather than move it against him, because that becomes active resistance. So I hold what I have, I convert the difference. When I convert, I send the energy to the hands all the time. That's what 3-proof is, right? It's creating the base, so shoulder to elbow, the drive, elbow to the wrist, and then the wrist turns up for the contact, which is the torque. So any pressure I have on me, instead of going like this, I'm trying to push back. He pushes my arm in, I bring it up. I hold what I have and I just convert the difference. He'll feel the same constant pressure. It just gets pivoted. It gets turned off. It doesn't get pushed off or get away from. So that's what structural integrity is. It's a manner in which you hold yourself without having to strain the body. Stress is okay. You're allowed to have stress. The wall, the concrete wall, it's under stress. Okay. When you push it, you feel stress. Just as you can't push enough force to break that stress because it's stronger. Like you put a piece of paper, of course, your force is greater than a piece of paper. You can break it because the structural integrity is this big. But like I said, if something's greater than our force, we convert the difference. So that's why it doesn't matter if he's 5 times stronger than me, because unless I go from passive resistance to active resistance, he can't add any more than what I'm holding. If I hold 10 and he goes to, let's say, he adds and he brought from 20 to 30, I'll convert. Let's say the pressure there is like 20, I'll convert 10. If he went to 80, I'll convert 60. If he goes to 100, I'll convert 80. Doesn't matter to me. I maintain what I have. He'll never be able to add more pressure on that point because the difference I will always convert. Once you feel pressure build on that point, you went from passive resistance to active resistance. Now you're no longer converted. Now you're trying to resist. So now you're trying to fight against the pressure. That's what structural integrity is. And what was the other control? Control is basically the ability to take that energy, convert. Where are you going to go with it? What are you going to do with it? That control is I'm going to keep it. So the wrist has 3 functions, right? It converts energy, controls energy, and it focuses energy. So that wrist job, what the third proof is The wrist has to turn to the point of contact. So if someone's going like this, he's pushing me, right? I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna drive up to the wrist. So I'm gonna make it big so you can see it. It's much bigger than it should be. I mean, this is not what I recommend in combat because it's too big. But if someone's pushing my arm this way, my arm's like, I don't want to go this and go this way. I want to be active. So when he's pushing my arm like this, I'm going to go up, hook it down. So wherever he pushes here, he's going to feel lay on the back of his arm. So the more he puts into me, the more he's going to feel it's going to hook. So he's trying to push in, it's going to turn his energy down. So that's what control is. I'm directing the pressure where I want it. Whether it be on his forearm, or if he's doing this, I can direct the pressure down this way and send it towards his arm this way. It depends. I have options. The better control he has on me, I still have options. It becomes more limited, but I still have options. So control is the ability to manipulate energy, but control cannot exist without structural integrity. So the best way I could say it is, you cannot have a third floor exist without a second floor. You cannot have a second floor without a first floor. The first floor is that base. The second floor is your drive. The third floor is the hook. So if you want to turn, but you go like this, you'll never be able to put pressure on the opponent. And so in order to put the energy in your hands, you have to have a base, you have to drive, and you have to hook. The best analogy I always like to give is arm wrestling. Imagine we're arm wrestling, right? For me to do it, someone just mentioned it, or you push your elbow in, you drive the hand, you rotate your wrist. Now imagine while you're arm wrestling someone, you do that. Someone pushes your elbow away. Do you think you'll still be able to drive the energy in your hand and hook it down? Or you feel like it's going to go off and you can't drive any energy anymore, right? So it becomes difficult to impossible. I would say impossible if your base goes away. It's impossible to be able to convert anybody. So they need to work with each other. You have to have structural integrity so you can develop control. Now, it's like, well, what do I need control for if I have structural integrity? Well, the problem with having like structural integrity, no control is, it's like having a really fast car, but you can't turn the steering wheel when you go. So as soon as you get in the car, it starts to go, and you go through this traffic, like, curve, but you can't turn your wheel. You're going to want hitting something. It's so if you don't know how to steer him, he can steer you. So if you're trying to hook it, like pushing like this, you have a very strong, all you have to do is turn your the hand towards the thumb down, and this will follow that. So if you have someone hold their hand like this, just turn the thumb down. Don't try to keep your hand up. Just push their arm down, they can hold their hand up. That's pushing against the structural integrity. But then say, try to hold that up, and then just turn the thumb down and tell them to keep the hand up, the arm up. You'll see it'll drop. Because where I take the wrist, that's where the owner's going to want to go. That's where the energies want to go. That's why you have to have those two together. They you must always have at least 2 points to be able to convert someone's energy, control it. You have to have the structural integrity, and you have to have the control in the wrist. If you don't have it, it just doesn't work. It's like fire and oxygen. Without oxygen, you're never gonna have fire. It doesn't work. You need to have oxygen for fire to work. Doesn't matter how explosive the chemicals you have lying on the floor, how much gasoline you pour on it. If you deprive that area of oxygen, you can light a match in there and there's no oxygen. That's what happened. So without the base, without that structural integrity, this will never exist. And you have structural integrity, you don't have this, then it's all for nothing because you're just going to be taken anywhere you want. Right? We control a horse by just turning his head, moves the whole entire body. I don't have to turn the body, I just turn the head. Turn the steering wheel, a little bit, turn the wheel like this makes the whole car do what it's supposed to do. Hopefully that helped explain everything and made it more clear.
Awesome. Well, family, we have gone over time and we have to head to the members only webinar. So I don't know if you saw my comment, but please come back. We'll be here on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard
We'll
Time.
be here on Sunday. It all depends. If
Well,
depends.
What? Well, okay, that was interesting. Hopefully he won't be wearing Depends. Whatever that means. All right, family. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And yes, our family is a little cray-cray at times, but hopefully we make you laugh and smile and have a good time and hopefully learn something in the process. We'll see you guys on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Members, we'll see you in a few minutes on Zoom. Bye, everyone. God bless and peace.
Hold on one second. A has a question. Make sure you write it down. I'll answer that. Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah, okay.
I already told him, and I just addressed that. You just see what I'm talking about. No one's even paying attention. All right, family. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye.